Good evening to all of you.
Huh?
I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you to the 14th day of Faculty Student Development Program organized by Pharmalok in association with Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India and supported by Solution Pharmacy and Pharmatutor. I, Dr. Pradeep Bolani, moderator and proud member of Team Pharmalok. I am delighted to welcome you all to this 2 week National Academic Initiative designed to empower the pharmacy fraternity through high impact learning, advanced teaching, and holistic skill development across education, research, and professional practice. This FSDP aims to strengthen our collective capabilities by focusing on strengthening outcome based education and quality driven pharmacy education, promoting innovative and modern teaching pedagogies, enhancing research methodology, scientific writing, and intellectual property literacy, guiding students towards competitive examinations and global career opportunities, enriching soft skills, leadership qualities, and professional conduct, encouraging innovative startups and entrepreneurial thinking, building a strong and sustainable academic network for teachers and students. Today, we are truly honored to welcome our esteemed speaker, Professor Alok Mukherjee sir, Professor and Principal at the United Institute of Pharmacy, Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh, an inspiring academician and respected mentor in the field of pharmacy education. I would also like to welcome all the respected members of Team Pharmalok to today's session. Now, moving on to brief introduction of our speaker's profile. Professor Alok Mukherjee is a renowned educator and research scientist with more than 29 years of experience. Dr. Mukherjee has completed his B Pharm and M Pharm degree from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya Sagar, Madhya Pradesh, and awarded his PhD in the pharmaceutical sciences from UP Technical University, Lucknow. He is also approved pharmacist by the Food and Drug Control Administration, Gujarat State, is in small volume parenterals. His significant contributions to academics are evident in his publication, which includes over 80 articles in national and international peer-reviewed journals. Dr. Mukherjee has also authored 4 books for BPharm students and 1 book in Lambert Academic Press, Germany. He has also authored 2 book chapters in Springer Nature, Singapore, 2 book chapters in Apple Academic Press, demonstrating his commitment to pharmaceutical education. He has supervised more than 48 MPharm degree students and 16 PhD scholars with 4 currently under his mentorship. He has organized various national and international conferences, AICTE and PCI sponsored faculty development programs, invited speaker and chairperson in national and international seminars and scientific sessions with pharmaceutical expertise. Dr. Alok Mukherjee has 2 Indian patents in his credit. He is associated with different Indian associations like State Coordinators of Indian Society of Pharmacognosy, IPGA, IAPS, and APTI as a life membership. Professor Alok Mukherjee will be delivering his insightful session on academic leadership and professional ethics in pharmacy education, covering key areas such as institutional governance, mentoring roles, classroom leadership, ethical academic responsibilities. We look forward to an enlightening and thought provoking session that will certainly enrich our academic perspective and professional values. Sir, I welcome you to please share your presentation and share your expertise with all the participants. Welcome, sir.
Good evening to all of you. I'm audible.
Right, sir. Audible.
Thank you, Pradeep ji, for elaborating my career and my profile. Need not to say that I'm just a teacher and just making the pharmacist in a budding pharmacist in a good flowering shape. and I'm trying my best to give the society a future pharmacist for better and better day by day. Good evening to all the listeners, my dear students, my dear faculty members, seniors and juniors of this pharmacy professional. Today, we are being a part of this FDP program where we have uh, getting a platform from Pharmalok, and this Pharmalok is continuously doing his incredible journey towards this pharmacy education for the pharmacy people and making the knowledge and sharing the different views of academic people or industrial people with making them what one very good platform as Pharmalo. I personally feel that this platform make people in a one group to learn something from the students or for the students also. So I'm personally feel a great opportunity to be a part of this Farmer Law as well as the part of this FDP program. Today, as per the discussion with the Pharmalok mentors and the members, my topic is academic leadership and professional ethics in pharmacy education. Now, we all know this pharmacy is a noble profession where we have to have a professional knowledge to learn something about the drug, about the disease. But whenever we go for any professional delivering of drugs or the knowledge or the education, we should follow certain ethics and rules and regulations also. And that is why, being a teacher in a pharmacy profession, we should follow certain ethics as well as we have to mentor our students or the faculty also to give best to the society as well as to the social people, those who are serving in the this professional service. May I ask someone to change the slide? Should I continue? Slides can be seen to all of you.
Right, sir. It's visible, sir. We can see.
Okay. So I should say the next for the so first slide should be there. Should I start now? My first slide. Okay.
Right, sir.
The pharmacy profession is a vital link between the physician and the patient and the pharmacy also. So the pharmacist is in between the physician and the patient, and these three P is serving the society. So we are having a good knowledge of the pharmacy profession as is the pharmacy course as well. As you can see in the slide, with increasing emphasis on patient counseling and drug information is the major role for the patient as well as the physician also. In one hand, we can make patient counseling and also inform the during delayed or all the things details or to the physicians also, whether it is a ADR, whether it is a pharmacokinetic, whether the drug regulatory affairs, we have to have give to the society as well as also. Pharmacy profession as an integral part of the healthcare, which gives a beautiful opportunity in the community and the hospital pharmacies also. Because nowadays, pharmacy is just not a dispensing pharmacy, it is the pharmacy as a profession for the hospital and the community also. So, in each day, our pharmacist has to learn what to do with these drugs and disease, what prescribed by the especially the physicians. In pharmaceutical industry, we are the third largest country where the pharmacy manufacturing are going through, and that's why we also have a good knowledge of industry as well as the part of this course where we can learn through in academic, but what could be the better industrial knowledge. And clinical research and regulatory affairs is also a part.
But today we will discuss more about the ethics in pharmacy education as the topic gives us a very proud. Next slide. When we are call about this, talk about this pharmacy is a basically a patient service. And when we are drawing this patient service, we have to have a good ethics education. So ethics education is an important and integral part of the curriculum because without the ethics, we cannot sell the drug, we cannot serve the society, we cannot manufacture the drug, we cannot make the regulatory affairs of these drugs also. So ethics education is very important role and often delivered through a dedicated courses. So pharmacy course is completely dedicated to the public society or the community society also when we are going for any discussion with the different professionals, whether it is a nurses, whether it is a doctors, whether it is a other health professional, it is a combined activity between the pharmacy as well as the other health professionals, and that is to be understand. So whenever we have to buy a drug as a patient or we are selling a drug as a pharmacist, every time the ethics are important and these ethics has to be learned through in a knowledge in a classroom or in academic session. So that is very important for learning a professional ethics, which is a backbone of the pharmacy education as well as the pharmacy practice also to establish a moral conduct built for the public trust. So whenever we are in a profession of this noble pharmacy, we have to understand the public should believe in us because when they are lying, when they are having a disease, they always trust that whatever the medicine we are taking, it should be a 100% curable their disease. So first he has to believe on the physician who has prescribed the drug, and secondly, he completely believe that this drug is good for his health or better for treatment of the disease as well. So the trust is important whether the pharmacist is in limelight, whether the pharmacist in the front row, or it is under the curtain where he can serve the society by manufacturing, by delivering, by researching any type of drug, especially. Next. So I'm highlighting this part, the professional ethics. So professional ethics are basically uh, comes through when we have a knowledge about what to be do and what not to be do, and that is why we have to change our attitude towards the our colleague, towards our student, and towards our organizations also. So I'm here to discuss some of the important part where we have to discuss with the organization whether the organization have a good role with the academic people. So first, respect, which recognizing the dignity and individuality of every student, colleague, and member of the community. So whether any profession is going through, whether it is a engineering, whether it is a nursing, whether it is a MBBS doctors, or including our pharmacy, the respect is the important part. Where we are working, where we are getting education, or our students are getting education, each and everyone has to recognize where their dignity and their individuality. आजकल हमारे समाज में इन चीजों को लेकर थोड़ा सा हल्कापन हो गया है जिसके कारण से हम अपने स्टूडेंट को उतना रिस्पेक्ट नहीं दे पाते हैं और इसी कारण से हमें स्टूडेंट से भी बहुत अच्छा रिस्पेक्ट नहीं मिलता देयर आर सर्टेन गैप्स बिटवीन द relation between the students and the teachers are there. Sometimes the teachers are not giving a dignity, and sometimes the student cannot give the respect to the society or the teacher especially, and that should be a very important in case of this professional ethics. Second, equity. Treating all students justify and impartially and regardless of their background. This is not that what background the students are coming through. So be being a teacher or the person from the pharmacy profession, we should always care that the student should not feel that whether he is poor, whether he is in good background, whether he is from this caste or core or any part of the gender, especially. So equity should be always there when we are in a part of academic professional ethics are there. Similarly, in case of honesty and integrity, adhering to the principle of honesty and fairness and truthfulness in all aspects, where whether we are teaching, whether giving guiding or maybe mentoring or any part of the practical training out there, we should be very honest and very truthful for giving their professional knowledge. Second, accountability also required, being responsible for one actions, the decision to the students, parents, colleagues, and their institutions. We have to have a good accountability. So we have to take care of their classes also, knowledge also. So we have to very clearly go through the knowledge of any part of the pharmacy subject where we can have a perfect communication between the students and teachers, or sometimes if the parents is there and the colleagues are there, we have a good intellectual communications are there. So accountability towards the all the persons including the society also are there. हमारे समाज में इसको लेके अभी थोड़ा सा ये फीलिंग्स आने लगी है कि प्राइवेट और गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजों में ये सोच आ गई है कि गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज में पढ़ाई अच्छी होती है, प्राइवेट कॉलेज में केवल अटेंडेंस के लिए जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. But in some of the colleges, this is very important that you have to attend the regular classes. You will definitely get the knowledge, and that every educator or every student has to learn through that teaching and education is a very important. Now, I just quote a one good thing that the students are mostly are coming in the today's professional pharmacy colleges that they have to just take a degree only. But in our society or professional society in pharmacy, only degree is not sufficient. We have to have a knowledge also, and that is a professional knowledge for getting a better quality therapeutic knowledge. So I always tell our student that you have a opportunity to buy one get one free. Like in mall, when we are going through, we always get a one free items against the buying. So whenever they are coming for anything, they should be in also colleges. I always said buy one. That means you can buy your degree by your fee, but you can get the knowledge free if you are regular in the classes. So buy one get one free. Only the condition is there in small star while we are going in a mall. The star is there that you have to buy at least 5,000 rupees purchase. So here also in our colleges it should be like that. The condition is that you have to acquire your knowledge by your own. So by teaching, by library, by atmosphere, by attitude, or by different type of other software, you can get the knowledge. So knowledge comes with a degree only when you are having a regular attendance. So this is accountability for teacher also and for students also. Confidently, the protecting student privacy and sharing information only when there is a legitimate education need are there. So this confidently we are have to maintain for the especially the students where they are girl students or the boy students are there, and that way they have to be make the society to be clean. In all society, as we have discussed that in India or in International Federation of Pharmaceuticals are there, they all organization, whether in India is IPA or recently we are going for this IPC in Bangalore also, and APTI also, and IPGA also, they all organizations committed for encouraging pharmacists and pharmaceutical scientists to adhere to the highest standard of professional conduct, always giving up top priority to the serving the best interest of patient and society at large. This is the FIP quote that they have to encourage the high standard, and this high standard of drugs is basically for the serving the society at large. Because our main aim is to serve the society, whether by education, whether by giving the drugs, or by making the research or manufacturing the good therapeutic drug especially. Next. Now I'm coming into the part of the professional ethics where the institutional governance is required. What the institute has to give, and what are the major requirements for the better and good governance. It is a system of rules, processes, and structure that shape how an institution is directed and controlled. Because without institution, we cannot give the knowledge. So knowledge can be taken through a proper channel where we can join a certain institution. And this governance is to be a good definition where the rules and regulations are there, decision making are there, relation between management, stakeholders, public, influencing everything from financial designing to daily operation and long-term strategy. So the any governing institutional governance are to be made for better governance where the follow up the better regulations, rules, effective and efficient learning is there, responsive for the teachers as well as the students with the parents is also required. So the effective governance promote transparency, accountability, and efficiency, which are crucial for achieving institutional goal and maintaining public trust. So, anyhow, if the institute are good and giving the better quality of education with the students and the teacher, that always give the trust to the parents as well as the society also. Because this is a reciprocal part where we can get a better quality of education with the good institutional. For that, there are 4 points, 4 or 5 points are there. Organizational structures have to be done. We all know we have to have a part of this teaching, and we know that each organization have a good structure, the design of department and how they are connected. The labs and the tutorials part are there. Classrooms are well required, and the each and every instruments or the equipments are required. Certainly, the rules and regulations for the formal and informal rules for guiding and behaving within the institutes are required. Discipline are more important because whatever the students or the teacher relations are there, that is always be a making a things to be a decision. Sorry, discipline part also. Similarly, decision-making process, the mechanism and the framework of making decision, often involving a highest decision-making body like a board of trustee or the governance. Because the college governance give you a better environment to work for, a better student, and student also learn through a better environment also. Accountability and transparency, as I said you, it is a very important. Whenever we go for a teaching, whenever we are go from the evaluation, it should be a complete transparency are required. So student can trust and the parents can also trust on you. Incentive and accountability from the governance institution governance are required. That should be a properly given. The incentive to be every teacher should be given, and it should be a proper channel are there. Like in some of the institute, they are giving the incentive and increment from proper accountability that you have to have at least this much of lectures throughout the years or throughout the semester, or you have to have a better quality of publications, or you have to have a better quality of attendance of the FDP, like that. This is the one of the FDP or people are attending, or you have a good paper presentation of different international or national seminars where you can have at least sharing your knowledge or publication of some posters or paper also by the student. So that will be a more accountability and incentive for the governance of the institutes also. Next, mentoring. In the part of this ethical learning or the professional ethics, mentoring is an important part. And this mentoring from the teacher to the students is more important. Teacher cannot only teach the subject. it can have to have a better relation with the student, that he can transparently discuss what the problem through the course was there, whatever the course is, what are the subjects are there. He can talk to their teachers or the mentor. So every teacher has to have a role to become a good mentor, and that is the quality of teacher always have. Mentor provide guidance, the support and wisdom to the less experienced person. It may be your junior, it may be your teacher, it may be your colleagues also. So students which are having a less experience, can we take a mentoring from the good teachers and educating teacher, which can guide them how to study, where to study, and what to study, because the course is elaborated, and sometimes he cannot understand what is the basic requirement of that particular subject or what that particular topic is. So, like in cricket, some of the senior teachers get mentored of the some of the, you can say, the bowlers or the batsmen also. They can guide them how to go through in particular this field and against this type of team also. So this type of mentoring is always required. They trust as advisor, they can act as a coaches, they can act as a role model, or sharing the knowledge and experience, offering constructive feedback and acting as a soundboarding for the ideas and challenges. So whenever the student feel that I'm not taking this subject in a good advantages, or that I cannot understand this subject in a proper way, that guide or the mentor can advise them how to do it and what to process is required to make them better understanding. They help mentee set and achieve goals without solving problems for them, and their support can include sharing unwritten rules and providing professional and emotional encouragement. Because sometimes their encouragement is more important, whether they have to have undergone this tough subject in an easier way with a proper guidance. They can also provide guidance to share the experience and insight to help the mentee make informed decisions, so they can take the better decision what subject to be and what topic to be discussed and how to write in an examination. Offer support and encouragement, emotional support. Sometimes the student can make their feeling that they have some problem with their household. They can have some parents problem, they can have a financial problems also. So this type of emotional support that can be helpful from the mentors also. They can give a constructive feedback also. So this feedback can provide useful criticism and highlight both achievement to area of improvement. So student can understand and can improve their subject knowledge or can improve their health also whenever they require to discuss with this mentor also. So mentor can act as a role model, serve as an example of professional and personal conduct that we need to develop in our colleges or universities also, where we are working as a teacher. So we are not just a subject teacher, we are a mentor for any type of student, whether it is a poor student, whether it is a weak student, whether it is a good student with having a good knowledge, but cannot afford it to subject personally. Then we can facilitate growth, help the mentee identity skill to develop to provide opportunity for them to practice and grow. Because mentee is not having that much of knowledge how to develop. So we can give them, guide them with some type of books, some type of notebook, notes of journals. We can give them resources of the workshops also. In our colleague also, some of the teachers which are new, we can guide them as a senior teacher, because mentoring process is just a match with the mentee to the mentor. That is a pre-role, then initial role to build report, then middle role, establish goal, check progress, and finally evaluation and closer to that. So mentor steps are always required. In our college also, we have make a one structural format of this mentor mentee, where we can have a 20 or 30 student of each student, teaching faculty for 4 years. From first year to fourth year, they will have a same mentor, and he can have their own data share with this mentor, and mentor has to have at least once in a 15 days one meeting with that student. So 15 to 20 students in each faculty has to mentoring it by his personal, by his health and whether he's in guiding the subject, and he has to report with his attendance, with his results throughout the year from first year to fourth year. And this 4 year, he have a good relation between the this teacher and this mentee also. So we have a knowledge whether these students are coming regularly, whether he is having a gap from the 1 day to 5 day or 7 day. Then we can call the parents, we can call the students also, what happens personally and what are the problems are there, whether they have a financial problem, whether they have some emotional relationship, whether they have some problem with this society or some technical problem like he cannot come to the college regularly by his some individual problem. So we had to have at least format, and every college has to have this mentoring format, which can at least guide them personally, 1 to 20 or 30 students, depending on the number of teachers and number of students of every college or every section, and that can have a better output for the betterment of the result also, betterment of the students also. Now I'm coming into the part of classroom leadership. Whenever the teachers go to the classroom, it becomes a idol of the students, and that becomes a leader and educator demonstrate ethical behavior, because teacher should be behave like a idol for the 60 students or the 100 students or whatever the groups are there. So when the teachers go into inside the classes, it having a role model for the students. Leaders and teachers act as a role model by embodying ethical principles which help to instill similar values in students. If we are having a same type of culture, that we are not having a proper way of dressing, proper way of our own coding, or we can discussing or the language, then teacher cannot understand you, cannot respect you. So teacher has to have first a professional look or professional dressing sense to go inside the classroom, and that can better make by modeling behavior. Secondly, creating a positive environment. So whenever teachers or any educator go inside the classroom, he has to control the whole class by their subject, by its oral discussion, or by the topic what he or she has to teach. They foster inclusive and supportive learning environment where the diversity is important for the student, whether it is a good for himself or herself. So the student has to have a positive environment where the teacher can give or guide particular subject by its own knowledge as well as by its the way of talking or by way of ethics. Similarly, making ethical decision also. They navigate complex situation by prioritizing the best interest of a student and applying ethical guidelines consistently. Sometimes some topics are little boring. Sometimes topics are little tedious. So we have to take the examples like we can include some subject with some interdisciplinary topics and make them available for better understanding. Like I'm taking one example, if you just give me a chance. Just if you are going through a one example of a thin layer chromatography, TLC. So we have to think that what are the principle of TLC? TLC is just nothing but a thin layer chromatography, which is basically having a principle of you can say adsorbent absorption, as well as the you can say that running of solvent on the solid phase. The mobile phase and the solid phase, you can say, are one of the phase are there. So these two phases are having a inter confidence. That means they are interrelation between the them. So I can discuss this thing with the same thing and how this solid phase and the mobile phase interact with each other and take this component, the solute component towards the upper side. So if we take this example with this train, the running train, that every train have to have a passengers also. Now these passengers are the component, which are the important component. And train is a mobile phase, which is running on the rail. Rail is a stationary phase, silica gel. And when the train is running on rail, the rail is not moving, train is moving. And with the train, the solvent system, the solute, the passengers are going through. And with running this, we can have a RF value between the stationary phase.
Send SMS
My
push SMS mark.
hello,
Use it Airtel store. You cannot do that. You cannot
hello.
number online by time.
Yes, sir.
Am I hearing?
Yes, yes, sir.
Some
Continue.
some disturbance was there. Okay.
Yes, sir, I
So
muted that.
okay. So by this mobile phase and stationary phase, we can take example of a train. The train is running by rail is not running. The पटरी जिसको कहते हैं adsorbent. If the adsorbent is not good, the derailment will be there. And if the solvent system is not good, the solute, the component cannot move properly. If the train is running fast, then the station at where the passenger has to stop cannot get meet. And that's why we understanding the thing that how the subject and topic can be delivered with some good examples, especially. So I'm just giving up an example. The train, rail, and the passenger can be a good example to interrelate with the thin layer chromatography. Continuous improvement is a requirement in a classroom. Engaging in ongoing professional development to the stay current and continuous improve practices. So such teacher has to improve himself by getting a better and better knowledge by the different subjects also. Because nowadays these days we have a internet. Every student may approach to a different topic and subject from the internet. So the teacher has to be update himself. And this updation is required for every teacher to take knowledge from internet, from their classroom, books, or environment also, and get updated by teaching any topic and subject. And this is a very important part for learning for us. Similarly, advocacy. Advocating for the right and need of a student and the importance of the quality education are required, because we have to always tell the student that they have to go through a better subject with a better topics and also the good books also. If they are studying through only the copying the notes or by chat gpt or something else where the notes are just copying, they have to have a lesser knowledge. But if they are going through a better knowledge from the books or the journals or the better tutors where the good lectures are online lectures are there, then we should advocate them to quality education by getting a better and better subject knowledge. Now, after the classroom, we as a teacher had been a part of leadership. Every teacher had been a academic leadership. Teaching student are two things, skill as well as knowledge, because every student having have a opportunity to learn something knowledge as well as skill also as a practical knowledge. But it is optimistic that teaching student skill and teaching student knowledge are diametrically opposed and require a different mode of control, delivery, and reimaging of pharmacy curriculum design. And that is why, very shortly, nowadays we are coming with the new syllabus of pharmacy, which more advocate towards the practical pharmacy, especially. And that's why the academic and industrial gap can be filled more and more. So the skill and knowledge both are required in pharmacy because we have to learn through lot of things by theoretically and also establish a good manufacturing or research knowledge where the drug has to be society served. Leadership in pharmacy education requires acceptance that pharmacy school must move away from the traditional pharmacy curriculum. Earlier, when our seniors or our ancestors have studied this pharmacy, the only dispensing was the part. But nowadays, lot of things has to be included in the pharmacy courses, including the AI also, AI, ML also. So machine learnings are there, 3D printings are there, AI is there. So we have to have a updation of this syllabus as well as the content of teaching knowledge towards the active learning environment with emphasizing the teaching skill and developing personal attributes such as tolerance, ambiguity, resilience, and self-confidence. And this is the importance and this is the requirement or need of this hour where every teacher as a leader has to give to this to the students. So leadership in pharmacy education therefore requires leadership in curriculum design and mode of delivery. If you have a good mode of delivery by language, by practical knowledge, by some cartoon also, we can have a better and better subject transform from teachers to students especially. Academic leadership in pharmacy education requires a strong foundation in ethics, and that is by two different researchers has given that it should be a post heroic transformation leadership or relation leadership explored. These are the two theoretical part where the leadership has been defined by Aisher and Fletcher in 2004, and these two relationship in this part to academic leadership relation leadership explore is basically more dynamic and it is to be a more acceptable to the society where we have to make a social construct that emerges from the human connection and network within the organization. So as a part of the theory, these two academic leaderships are in the theoretical part, but more than relation leadership is more effective and it has been useful to the society, especially in case of professional academic leadership. Here I am giving us some important parts of academic leadership where we need have to have justice, solidarity, autonomy, and avoiding the harm and doing the good thing, especially in relation to the teachers and students. We have to build the trust. Adhering to the ethical standard, build trust with the student, patient, and community. Ensure fairness, guiding better and better discipline matter. Then contribute to the professional growth whenever we require. We should have to have a better personal growth for the students and personal also. Then create a positive culture, as I earlier told you, and then promote student success by providing a strong ethical foundation and leaders to better future of student as we say society also. So whenever we have to give a better education to the student, definitely one day the society will become a better and better and healthy society because in each house, if one pharmacist is there, the lesser burden on doctors are there. And that's why one pharmacist in house is much more requirement. And that is why pharmacists with a proper knowledge can serve the society and can make the society healthy with or without the help of physician in future. In the current hyper-competitive pharmacy environment, pharmacy educators need to produce workforce-ready graduate meeting employers' expectation because industry required people, but the education is required. This industry academic gap is more less because we as a teacher and student also not getting a proper knowledge of the subject and directly want to a job in a industry while industry people have a different knowledge, a different requirement where the academic institutes does not provide it. And that gap has always been there. Whenever I talk about our colleagues in the industry, they are saying that students are not getting up to this mark that they can serve the industry, whether it is a marketing, whether it is a manufacturing, whether it is a research and development. So this is also required that in competitive society, our pharmacy education should be updated and our teacher and student relationship should be better. The skill educator or the teacher have identified as being the most desirable in the graduate are leadership and the ability to work in a team and this ability to make decision and solving problems and this can only be done only interpersonal skill and communication skill because most of the things whenever we have studied or we can teach them we does not feel about the communication although the communication is always been required because this communication whether it is a writing or in a verbal part is more important when we are going for a professional working professional practice. We have to talk to the doctors. We have to talk to the patient. We have to talk to the our manufacturing area. We have to talk to our you can say regulatory people also. And for that we need to have learn better English, better communication language, better ethical knowledge about the this society personal professional things. So when I have worked in 1990 towards the industrial, uh, I have gone through the Gujarat especially, and in Gujarat I have gone through an industry for small volume parentals manufacturing or formulation development. I have to learn the Gujarati language. Why? Because I have to work with the this labor that server worker because they are having a only Gujarati language. They cannot understand in English and they are not well qualified for the Hindi also. So I have to learn from them only the Gujarati writing, learning and speaking also. And that make me help to interrelation and good well-being for communication for working with them in a society of Gujarat especially. So you all also have to have a better communication skill. But there are the challenges also there as a beacon leader. You can see pressure of ranking, accreditation, and publications. When we are having a teacher, teacher has to have a good pressure, challenge that our college has to be ranked. It should be NBA accreditation. It can be a NAC accreditation, and for that, different type of need of publication, different type of FDP approvals, different type of Scopus profiling is requirement, and for that we have to be a good work, especially balancing administrative and academic workload also apart from a teaching, apart from this lecture, we have to work for the organization for different type of administration also. We have to work for mentoring. We have to work for some evaluation. We have to work for the admissions also and a financial crisis also. So this balancing administration is also give us challenges also. The student mental health issues are there. Most of the students are not uh, cope up with the this structural pharmacy syllabus also. The resources limitations are there. Then rapid changing in the technology in pharmacy and faculty burnout is also there. And these are the challenges for academic leader. And we have to face these challenges and work for with the responsible strategy. Like we have to balance our workload. We have to strong mentoring system, training camps for making them FDPs, STPs, or organizing good national or international conferences, meeting with the senior stakeholders, meeting with the discussion with the stakeholders, how they do this problem, how they solve this problem, what are the different solutions are there, go to the different communication, other colleges also, what they are doing, how they are learning through this, and collaborative governance can also help the different type of, or we have to acknowledge or adopt the new technology also. Like earlier time, chalk and board are there, but nowadays PPTs are there, online teaching are there, like we are doing here. Online teaching PPTs are there, machine learning are coming up. We have to go through a practical training from industry also. So these things has to have good knowledge and serving to the society by adopting this type of knowledge, and this gives a good solution for these challenges also. Next. Now, what are the major responsibilities? Because we have a four responsibilities, especially as a part of this professional public or this professional society, we have to have a good responsibility as well. So we have to take a responsibility as a teacher in an academic leadership towards the students. As a teacher, faculty members have the responsibility to creating their classroom or laboratory a climate that encourages students endeavor to learn. It is not like that you just used to go to the lab or go to the classroom and then attend. You have to have a better and better way where the student can feel for better getting a knowledge and better environment also. Because nowadays, lot of boys and girls are coming to the colleges and just to attend the classes, not to attend the regular getting a knowledge. So we have to give them a better environment in the classroom as well as the environment in the laboratory. The faculty members should also simplify high scholar standard and respect and foster student right to choose and pursue their own education goal. We have to guide them where to go, how to do, what are the important requirements for every jobs are there, because in manufacturing there are different type of conditions are there. In case of pharmacy, they have to go for GPET education. In case of marketing, they have a different quality of type of physical health or working style is there. Communication are much more requirement in the marketing especially. So this type of responsibility towards the students as a teacher we have to have. Then we have to responsibility toward the institution where we are working. So faculty member primary responsibility to their institution is to seek to realize that maximum potential as effective scholars and teachers. How to make them more and more effective towards the institutions. In addition, faculty members have to responsibility to participate in the day-to-day operation toward the institute or the university where they are working. So, apart from the classroom teaching, apart from the knowledge sharing, they have to have certain responsibility towards the institute or the university where they can work for administration work, application, or the scholarship, or the admission, or the regulations, or the regulatory affairs, regulatory bodies requirement like PCI inspections, AICT inspections, or different type of accreditations of NBA or NAC. We have to serve for the institution also. Third responsibility towards the faculty or our own colleagues or our own technical staff. The faculty member respects and defend the free inquiry of others and avoid interference with their own work. So we have to give them environment to other junior faculty or our senior faculty with the respectful discussion. We can give them encourage. We can provide them a better knowledge sharing. The faculty member refrain from the personal vilification, threatening, intimidating, abusing languages. This should not be there from the faculty, for the faculty, or from the student, or for the student. And this conduct and create a hostile work environment. So we have to maintain the quality of education, professional ethics in pharmacy education, where the interrelation between the faculty, whether it is a lady faculty or the gent faculty, whether it is the old faculty or the young faculty, whether it is the interrelation with the faculty or the staff or the technical staff or non-teaching staff, we have a responsibility to make the atmosphere positive and ever growing for the betterment of the knowledge sharing as well as the institutions also. And finally, we have a good responsibility toward the society or the community. As a member of the pharmaceutical field, we have a well responsibility towards the community or the faculty member have the right to obligation of any citizen of this country. These include the right to organize and join professional associations. We have to have a very freedom to write any part of the this professional association, like you can join APTI, you can join IPGA, you can join a different type of FIP or POPART, where we can interact with the intellectual people or the senior people, those who are already in the field of industry or in the field of education are there. And thus conduct public meeting and publicize their opinion on professional and social issues also. So this healthy communication within the community can also aware our knowledge to the society, and we can also take certain things from the society as well. Thank you for patient hearing. From my side, it is the best practice for teaching pharmacy ethics and do the best for our education society. Any question? I'm welcome for that.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful session. Are there any questions?
I'm personally feeling a little sorry for that because I could not join properly in time. So most of the people
It
can
was
wait for
wonderful,
a
sir.
more time. I'm sorry.
It was seamless and the flow was very good.
Thank you for that. Any question if it's there? I'm ready to.
Are there any questions in the chat box?
किसी स्टूडेंट का कोई क्वेश्चन हो या किसी टीचर का कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो पूछ सकते हैं. Language is not the barrier. You can ask him, but most of the things I discuss with this communication, because communication is important for any field when we are going for education.
So we can proceed. If there are no questions from the participants, we will proceed further.
Okay.
Okay, right, sir. So, sir, here we come to the conclusion of this session. So, as we come to the conclusion, so here is one token of appreciation from Team Pharmalok. This certificate is presented to Professor Alok Mukherjee, sir, for this wonderful session. Thank you so much, sir. So, as we come to the conclusion of this wonderful and enriching session, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Professor Alok Mukherjee, sir, for sharing his profound knowledge, real-life experiences, and deep insights on academic leadership and professional ethics. Your words have truly inspired us to reflect, evolve, and strengthen our roles as educator, mentors, and professionalism. My sincere thanks to APTI, Solution Pharmacy, and Pharmatutor, and our dedicated Pharmalok team for their constant support for making this academic initiative a remarkable success. I extend.
Lastly, I like to say one line.
Right, sir. Please, sir.
Lastly, before concluding, I like to say that हिंदी में कुछ बोलना चाहूंगा यदि आप लोग परमिट करें तो.
जी सर, बिल्कुल.
मेरे पास 2-4 लाइनें हैं, मैं थोड़ा सा सुनाना चाहूंगा. कहते हैं कि आएगा गुफ्तगू का सलीका तो कम से कम, आएगा गुफ्तगू का सलीका तो कम से कम, शायर बहुत जरूरी है हर एक खानदान में. आएगा गुफ्तगू का सलीका तो कम से कम, शायर बहुत जरूरी है एक खानदान में. रहता है सिर्फ एक ही कमरे में आदमी, उसका गुरु रहता है बाकी मकान में. तो हर आदमी को अपने गुरु के साथ रहना चाहिए और आपका नाम आपके साथ जाएगा. फार्मेसी एजुकेशन में यदि आप अपनी जिंदगी में कुछ करते हैं तो जिंदगी भर आपको याद रखा जाएगा. थैंक यू.
थैंक यू सो मच सर. बहुत बढ़िया. I extend special thanks to all the respected speakers, faculty members, and research scholars and our students for your enthusiastic participation and continued commitment to learning. Your presence adds value to every session of this FDP. Before we conclude, I would like to make a special announcement. I warmly request all participants of the Faculty Student Development Program to join us for the grand valedictory session tomorrow, that is on 7th December. This concluding ceremony will be graced by our esteemed speakers and distinguished guests, and all participants will be awarded with their certificates during the session. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all our speakers, faculty members, and students for being an integral part of this 15 days faculty student development program. Your active participation, dedication, and enthusiasm have truly made this webinar series a remarkable and grand success. Thank you once again, and I look forward to your presence at the valedictory session tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, from Team Pharmalok.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So nice. Sir. So nice. Sir.
Thank you, sir.